Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining me here virtually down in the Diecast Emporium HQ. Earlier, I asked and kicked around the idea of having some viewer fan questions asked to me, so let's get started and answer a couple of them. Question number 1. When did you start collecting? I started collecting when I was 6 years old. I know that sounds kind of strange, but I had a paper route at that age, and easily, especially around the holidays with tips, you know, it wasn't uncommon for me to clear $150 to $200 in tips alone. So, you know, that's good money now, but especially for a kid, that was doing pretty well for yourself. So, if you're out there and you think you're not old enough, or you think you have to be 15, 16 years old to start out in the workforce, look into getting yourself a paper route. I mean, there's plenty of opportunities around, and it's good money, and it's a good way to get started. Question number 2. This is a question I get a lot. Where do you purchase your models? Well, to be honest with you, most of my models are purchased from the companies that are affiliated with this channel. So Buffalo Road Imports, ConstructionScaleModels.com, the Construction Diecast Store, Classic Construction Models, 3000 Toys, a lot. So for the most part, my models are purchased online from online vendors, so check them out. I'm sure that between all of them, they'll have what you're looking for. Okay, question number 3. Do you give away any models? The answer to this is no. I do not do any giveaways, and the reason for that is because I've heard nothing but horror stories. I don't want to be involved in any more online drama or people fighting. It's just not worth it to me. So I do not do giveaways. Number 4, what is my favorite model? This will be a short answer to a question. The TWH7495HF electric mining shovel. That is the AKA rope shovel that you see on my dresser upstairs and in many of the pictures on Instagram. Question number 5, inevitably, is what is my least favorite model? That's also pretty obvious. It's the Norscot Cat 772 off-highway truck. There's actually a parody video of that model review on my channel, so make sure you search Diecast Emporium Cat 772 in the YouTube search bar if you want to check out that video. Excuse me. Question number 6. Where can I find 1 to 50 scale people? That's a good question. The first 1 to 50 scale people I found, to be honest with you, were not 1 to 50 scale. They were O-gauge trained people, which is actually technically 1/48 scale, but if you're asking me, it's close enough to 1/50 scale. And I found them in a store called Hobbytown USA. That's a very common store with locations all over the United States, at least. And I got maintenance workers. What I'm doing right now is trying to show you a picture of them right here. And I apologize about the camera, but that's what they are. There's, what is that, 6 gentlemen in there? And this was only $12 for this. So there are much more expensive 1 to 50 scale figures around. Prizer is an example. Excuse me, that you might be able to find. But if you have Hobbytown USA, go and check them out. Look in the O-gauge section. You might be surprised what you find. Question number 7. What does the term scale actually mean? Well, this must be for a new collector, so that's cool. Alright, so scale, long story short, refers to the size of the model compared to its real-life counterpart. So take, for example, a 1 to 50 scale truck of any kind. So it's basically the truck itself is 1 to 50 of the real vehicle. So if you were to, on every part of that model, if you were to blow it up 50 times, in essence, you would get a full-size vehicle. The other part of that, or the other caveat to that is, and a lot of new collectors get confused, the larger the scale, for example, 1 to 87, 87 is a larger number, the smaller the model is. So if you have a 1 to 87 scale bulldozer, that's going to be substantially smaller than a 1 to 50 scale bulldozer. And the same thing goes with 1 to 32 scale. It's, 1 to 32 scale often is used for Excuse me, sorry guys. 1 to 32 scale is often used for forklifts and skid steer loaders and multi-terrain loaders, that kind of thing, because the real equipment is so small that if you made it in 1 to 50 scale, you wouldn't get all the details that you would if you made it into a much larger scale. So I hope you're not totally confused. Just remember this: the larger the scale number is, the smaller the vehicle is. Rule of thumb. Okay, question number 8. What do you do for a day job besides Diecast Emporium? Good answer. Well, not really a good answer. I should say good question. Stuff is my answer. Question number 9. Oh, it looks like we're getting personal here. Question 9. What is my favorite band? My favorite band is Breaking Benjamin. Number 10. How old are you? Yeah, this is getting very oddly personal, but whatever, we'll plow right through it. I'm 26 years old. 11. How many models do you own? I own in excess of 550 models. I have an Excel spreadsheet, both for insurance purposes and for me to keep track of what I have and what I don't have. And I'm well over 550 pieces. That does not include the NASCAR and racing-related accessories that I have, or the Hot Wheels that I have that are mint on card. And last but not least, looks like this question just came in while I was doing this video. Why did I start collecting? Great question. I started collecting because I was always a fan of heavy equipment and trucks from a young age. I had a lot of family that worked on them and operated them. So, you know, I guess I was just drawn to it from an early age. They always fascinated me, and, you know, you'd be driving down the road with your mom or your dad, and you see an excavator working, and you think, man, I'd really love to do that. So, you know, you get your first excavator, and, you know, you go to the park and dig in the sandbox, and I guess the rest is history, right? So thank you, guys. Appreciate all the questions, and again, sorry about me coughing through half of it. Hope this answered your questions, and I hope you really enjoyed this video. I really like doing this kind of thing, so hopefully not too far down the road we might do another one of these. But until then, as always, be safe, and we'll see you next time.